In the hushed corridors of the United Nations, a message crackled through the emergency broadcast system, silencing the murmured conversations of the world's leaders. The screen flickered to life, revealing the cold, menacing eyes of the Galactic Emperor. His voice, icy and contemptuous, delivered a chilling ultimatum to Earth. As the transmission ended, Ambassador John Rathburn stood, his eyes blazing with defiance. He whispered to the assembly, "They expect us to bow, to yield. Well, they'll soon learn just how wrong they are. War with humans? Good luck." It was a declaration, a spark that would ignite the galaxy. The static crackle of the emergency broadcast echoed ominously through the United Nations Assembly Hall as leaders from across the globe stared up at the massive screen. It flickered to life, revealing the imposing figure of the Galactic Emperor, his countenance as cold as the depths of space from which he hailed. "People of Earth," his voice boomed, resonating off the marble and steel. "You stand at the threshold of a new era. Submit to the dominion of the Galactic Empire and know peace. Resist and face obliteration. You have 24 hours to deliver your unconditional surrender." The transmission cut abruptly, leaving a heavy silence. It was broken by Ambassador John Rathburn, who rose from his seat with a steely gaze. His voice, firm and resonant, filled the hall. "Let's not kid ourselves. They didn't come here for surrender. They came for subjugation." Around him, murmurs of agreement began to rise. "We have prepared for this," Rathburn continued, his eyes sweeping across the room, catching the flickers of determination lighting up amidst the fear. "For years, we've reached out across the stars, forming alliances, building a network of mutual aid. Today, we activate that network." Behind the scenes, encrypted messages flew across the galaxy, awakening sleeper agents, rallying allied races, and mobilizing fleets hidden from enemy scans. Earth's response was not going to be a white flag, but a strategically orchestrated counterstrike. In a secure communication room, Rathburn met with his closest advisors and several alien representatives who had long been part of Earth's clandestine preparations. Screens around them displayed the swift movements of the Galactic Empire's armada, a serpent slithering through the cosmos towards Earth. "How do our allies stand?" Rathburn asked, his voice cutting through the hum of activity. "Ready and waiting for your signal," replied a Tarian diplomat, her luminous eyes fierce. "The Tarian fleet can strike at their southern flank, where their shields are weakest, and the Mulvrians have sabotaged 3 of their warp gates. They won't be able to send reinforcements quickly," added another voice, filled with a rough, gravelly determination. Rathburn nodded, a grim smile tugging at the corner of his mouth. "Then let's not keep them waiting. It's time to remind the universe that Earth does not bow to tyrants." As the assembly dispersed to their respective battle stations, Rathburn's gaze lingered on the live feed of Earth's orbit, where satellites that had lain dormant for decades hummed to life. These relics of Cold War paranoia had been retrofitted with some of the most advanced weaponry Earth's combined human and alien technology could offer. He then broadcast a message directly to the Galactic Emperor, a rebuttal to the ultimatum received. "This is Earth. We received your message. Good luck." As the Galactic Empire's ships inched closer to Earth, Ambassador John Rathburn's network ignited a wave of rebellion across the galaxy. In shadowy corners of oppressed worlds, sleeper agents received the signal and sprang into action. On Xylos, a desert planet stifled under the Empire's iron grip, Rathburn's ally, Thera, led a daring raid on the Imperial garrison. The Exilians, beings made of silica and spirit, had suffered centuries of exploitation. Rathburn's promise of support had given them hope, and now, armed with Earth's covertly supplied technology, they fought to reclaim their freedom. "Today, we shatter our chains," Thera broadcasted across the planet as her fighters deployed stealth drones and EMP blasts, paralyzing the garrison's defenses. The Empire's soldiers, disoriented and outnumbered, could not withstand the coordinated assault. Meanwhile, light years away, the aquatic world of Aquaria witnessed its seas churn in rebellion. The Aquarians, a race of intelligent cephalopods, used their natural camouflage and Rathburn's tactical training to ambush Imperial fleets from beneath. With a series of underwater explosives, they sent shockwaves through the Imperial Armada, turning predators into prey. The tides of war favor those who flow with courage, the Aquarian commander signaled to his troops, a message that resonated in the depths and across the cosmos, spreading hope. Back on Earth, in the command center buried deep below the surface, Rathburn monitored the progress of these rebellions with his team. Each successful operation bolstered Earth's strategic position, disrupting the Empire's logistics and spreading their forces thin. "We need another win on the Gliese front," Rathburn said, analyzing the star map. "If we can cut off their supply route there, we can choke their advance toward Earth." His lieutenant, a grizzled veteran named Commander Holt, nodded. "I'll coordinate with the Glician rebels. They're ready to hit the fuel depots. With the new plasma incendiaries, they won't know what hit them." As Rathburn and his team orchestrated these distant battles, a live feed displayed scenes of uprising and victory. Each world, each battle brought new challenges, but the united front of diverse beings fighting for a common cause was a testament to Rathburn's diplomacy and Earth's resolve. On the communication channel, a message blinked urgently. It was from Serena, Rathburn's contact within the rebel Z-Sector faction. "The Empire is regrouping for a major offensive. Your strategy is working, John. They're stretched too thin, trying to quell the uprisings. It's time to prepare for the next phase." The vast expanse of space around Earth had transformed from a silent void into a cacophonous battlefield. The Galactic Empire's armada, vast and menacing, blotted out the stars as it approached. Yet, Earth's orbit was not undefended. General Ava Strickland, standing in the command center aboard the ISS, watched the incoming fleet with steely resolve. "We're about to give them a welcome they won't forget." The walls of the ISS vibrated slightly as the newly installed defense cannons, a marvel of human-alien engineering, charged to life. In the depths of space, a squadron of fighters, piloted by humans and alien allies alike, darted forward to meet the challenge. The pilots, trained under Earth's gravity but adept in the void, maneuvered with a grace that belied their lethal intent. "Eagle 2, you're with me." "Let's thin the herd," called out Captain Jax, leading his team into the fray. The fighters unleashed a barrage of plasma torpedoes, weaving through enemy fire. Each explosion of an enemy ship was a testament to Earth's rigorous training and technological prowess. Meanwhile, on the surface of the moon, Rathburn's hidden weapon, a massive railgun, secretly built with alien technology, aligned its aim. "Fire when ready," commanded an operator, his finger hovering over the button that would release a devastating kinetic projectile. The railgun fired, and the projectile, silent and invisible against the backdrop of space, hurtled towards an Empire's dreadnought, breaching its hull and erupting in a catastrophic display of force. Cheers erupted from the control center as the dreadnought drifted, disabled. Back aboard the ISS, Strickland coordinated the next phase of the defense. "Deploy the decoys," she ordered. Holographic emitters sprung to life, casting images of additional Earth fleets across the void, confusing the enemy's targeting systems. "This is Admiral Corvex of the Galactic Empire." "Cease your resistance, and you may yet live," boomed a voice over the communication channel, thick with arrogance. Strickland's retort was swift and defiant. "This is Earth. We don't negotiate with tyrants." As the battle intensified, Strickland observed a group of Empire ships breaking formation, lured by the decoys. "Now, hit them with everything we've got," she commanded. The real Earth fleet surged forward, capitalizing on the confusion. Fighter pilots dove through the disarrayed Empire lines, targeting critical systems and leaving a trail of debris in their wake. On board one of the fighters, Jax engaged in a dangerous dance with an Empire interceptor. With a risky maneuver, he flipped his ship end over end, coming up behind his adversary and firing directly into the engine, neutralizing the threat. The ruins of the Galactic Empire's capital smoldered under the harsh light of its twin suns. Once a symbol of unyielding power, it now lay in disarray, a testament to the might and resolve of Earth and its allies. In the heart of this devastated city, Ambassador John Rathburn, alongside leaders from various liberated planets, gathered to lay the foundations of a new galactic federation. In a makeshift assembly hall, the air buzzed with a cacophony of languages as representatives debated the structure of the new government. Rathburn, ever the diplomat, navigated the tumult with a calm demeanor, his voice a grounding force amid the fervor. "We must ensure that no single power can ever dominate this council," Rathburn proposed, addressing the assembly. "Each member world should have an equal voice, an equal vote. Only through unity can we ensure lasting peace." A former imperial senator, representing a sector that had reluctantly joined the rebellion, voiced his concerns. "And what of the worlds that supported the empire? How do we prevent retribution, ensure that this new order doesn't simply invert the oppression?" Rathburn met the senator's gaze, his reply resolute yet imbued with empathy. "Justice, not vengeance, guides us. We'll establish a tribunal to address war crimes, but our focus must be on reconciliation and rebuilding, not retribution." As the discussions unfolded, Rathburn worked tirelessly, mediating disputes and forging compromises. He knew the delicate tapestry of peace they were weaving could unravel with just one misstep. Outside, General Ava Strickland oversaw the security of the conference, her eyes scanning for any signs of trouble. The threat of Empire loyalists still loomed, and Strickland was not about to let down her guard. "Keep your teams on high alert," Strickland instructed her lieutenants. "We've won a battle, but not the war." Back inside, a breakthrough came. Rathburn and the Assembly agreed to establish a galactic federation with a rotating presidency to prevent any single world or species from gaining too much power. The Federation would also form a defense coalition, pooling resources and intelligence to guard against future threats. As the final document was drafted, Rathburn addressed the Assembly once more. "Today, we turn a new page in the history of our galaxy. From the ashes of conflict, we rise not as conquerors, but as collaborators, building a future that honors the dignity of every sentient being." The document was signed amidst a flurry of applause, the representatives standing together, a mosaic of the galaxy's diversity. Rathburn's vision had come to fruition, a dream forged in the fires of war and shaped with the hammer of diplomacy. As the delegates began to disperse, heading back to their worlds to implement the terms of the new federation, Rathburn took a moment to step outside. He looked up at the stars, feeling the weight of what they had achieved. The Galactic Federation's first day dawned with a sense of fragile hope as its newly appointed members gathered at the Federation headquarters on Earth. The previous night's celebrations had seen streets filled with jubilant crowds from countless worlds, their diverse features illuminated by fireworks that streaked across Earth's sky, a vibrant testament to their newfound unity. Ambassador John Rathburn stood before the large windows of the Federation's main hall, watching the sunrise paint the city with hues of gold and amber. Today, he was to address the Federation's inaugural session, laying out the framework for the Aries project, a bold initiative aimed at exploring and securing the galaxy's frontiers. As delegates filed into the hall, murmurs of anticipation filled the air, a mix of countless languages that somehow blended into a harmonious buzz. Rathburn cleared his throat, stepping up to the podium, his presence commanding attention. "Esteemed representatives," Rathburn began, his voice resonant and clear, "yesterday, we celebrated our unity and our diverse strengths. Today, we begin the essential work of safeguarding our shared future. The Aries project is not merely about exploration, it is about preparation, about ensuring that no threat, whether from within or beyond our galaxy, can ever again bring us to the brink of annihilation." In the crowd, General Ava Strickland nodded approvingly. Her role in shaping the military aspects of the Aries project had been critical, integrating Earth's defense strategies with alien technologies and doctrines. Rathburn continued, "We will establish outposts across the galaxy, develop new technologies, and create a rapid response system. Each member world will contribute, each will benefit. This is our covenant, a commitment to mutual protection and prosperity." A Nalari delegate, representing a species renowned for their astrophysics expertise, raised a question. "Ambassador, how will we ensure that these outposts do not become new points of contention? How do we prevent a new arms race?" Rathburn smiled slightly, acknowledging the concern. A valid question. Transparency will be our watchword. Every step of the Aries project will be subject to oversight by this assembly. We seek to explore, not to exploit. Our outposts will be beacons of science and cooperation, not military might. As the session progressed, Rathburn skillfully navigated through the complexities of interstellar politics, addressing concerns and outlining the benefits. The delegates reached a consensus, endorsing the Aries project with a majority vote that signaled a strong start for the fledgling Federation. After the session, Rathburn walked through the halls of the Federation headquarters, reflecting on the monumental tasks ahead. He paused at a memorial wall where the names of those lost in the conflict with the Galactic Empire were inscribed. Touching the names gently, he felt the weight of their sacrifice. Turning to leave, Rathburn was approached by a young aide, her expression earnest. Ambassador, what's next for you?